am Ellis a professional drone pilot and cinematographer. I'm traveling up to Berlin, departing from Zurich as part of the MAZDA Discover series. I'm embarking on this journey to learn all about fermentation, a traditional Japanese craft. In Japan, traditional craftsmanship is an art form that has been passed down for generations. Fermentation is one of these crafts. The process has been refined over centuries. MAZDA shares a deep connection with this Japanese craftsmanship, with many processes having similarities in approach and skill.
I'm Markus. I started Mimi Ferment, and we ferment food that makes food more delicious. And how you ferment things is with microorganisms, little animals, and they transform larger molecules into smaller molecules, and that's what we can taste, and that's what makes things tasty. We ferment things mostly with Koji, which is a mold. With Koji fermentation, you usually talk about two fermentation steps. And the first step is with the growing of the Koji on a substrate like rice. And for doing that, you have to first wash and soak the rice, then you have to drain it, and then you have to steam it. And after steaming, cooling it down, and then inoculating with it the Koji spores, then letting that Koji grow on the substrate for about 44 hours in a warm and humid environment. And after that, the substrate should be fluffy and completely overgrown with the mold. And when that is done, you start the second fermentation step, and that is like adding it with soybeans and salt in case of miso. So you steam soybeans and you add them with the Koji rice and make big lumps of that and smash them in a barrel. And then put them all in a barrel very nicely and neatly. And after that, let it ferment for a certain period, like a couple of months or a couple of years. Koji fermentation has a very long tradition in Japan, and usually you only use like rice and soybean for that. But we expanded this and we ferment like really anything with Koji. So we grow Koji on vegetables, on meat or fish. And this really expands the possibilities because basically everything is fermentable and everything is possible, so you can create very, very rich and diverse flavors. I think it's a craft because it's a lot about like experience and subtle things that you have to notice, and it's based on tradition, but it's also based on intuition. So you have to really feel into it. It's not just learning something from the script and doing that, but it's really having your whole soul in the process. And we work together very closely with restaurants, and they are also very creative. Yeah, so in these collaborations with chefs, it's partly the creative part that is really attractive, but the other part is also like zero waste or making use of things that are actually still edible and still very valuable actually, and makes use of a waste product that otherwise just gets lost.
I'm leaving Berlin, but I'm taking back with me a deeper appreciation for the craft of Japanese fermentation, and was impressed by the complexity but also creative potential.